Novelist Bethany Whittle recently won the Orange Grazia first chapter competition for unpublished writers. Over 1,200 first chapter entries were submitted, inspired by an introduction from best-selling author Kate Moss. Bethany Whittle joins me in the studio to tell us more. Firstly, Beth, well done. Congratulations on winning the competition. Just tell me a little bit more about the competition.
Yeah, it was basically, you had an introduction written by Kate Moss. It was just in the weekly Grazia magazine, and I saw it and was quite grabbed by the writing, because I always like her writing. And yeah, it was called The Deadline, and it was about a woman walking up to a building and facing some kind of deadline, and you had to basically write another 1,000 words on that.
Have you always been a writer?
Well, I've always really loved reading, and I think it just kind of followed on from that, really. My degree was in English, so I did quite a lot of academic writing. But the creative writing I've always done little bits of, but not sort of put as much effort into it as I have this year, so yeah.
And when you noticed the competition, did you think straight away, I'm going to enter that? I'm going to have a
I did, yeah. I think because I read Grazia every week, and it just seemed like a really fun sort of idea, and I started having lots of kind of ideas to think about for it. So
how long was it before you settled on the story and you thought, right, that's it, this is the one I'm going to
a little while, actually. I kind of the way I normally write is just to sort of think about something for quite a while, and I've got a little notebook, and whenever I have sort of little ideas of little words or kind of things I might see, I write them in that, and so it just all kind of comes together a bit like a collage, really, and then just sort of a day, really, where I'd sit down and write it all and edit it, and yeah.
1,000 words, it's not an awful lot, is it, 1,000?
No, it was, I seem to have just the right amount of preparation done, really, and just had to sort of cut it down and make it into the right shape. And, yeah.
Was that the difficult bit, cutting it down, leaving bits out?
No, I think I find it more difficult to sort of get the ideas at first, sort of getting something really interesting and making the shape of a narrative as well, and a character that you can believe in,
Now, you've been sort of filling your time, if you like, at Runshaw, haven't you? I think once a week with the creative writing
it's been
class.
really
Is
fun.
that something you've enjoyed, because you've finished? You're between universities at the moment, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I did a degree in London in English literature, and then I came back home to live with my parents in Wigan, and got the brochure from Runshaw College through the door one day, and I knew that I'd been looking for a creative writing sort of course to do in my year out, and it seemed perfect. And when I went along, Suzanne Holt, the lady who runs it, was just so lovely, and it just seemed perfect, really. So it's been a really good year for that, actually. I'm glad I took the time out.
And I think you've been helping other youngsters, haven't you, with their creative writing?
I have, yeah. I went to the Runshaw College for the sixth form college a few times, and to the creative writing class that Suzanne runs there, and that was really interesting as well, to sort of hear their ideas and what stage they were at. Yeah.
And I think the writing course you were on, it was once a week on a Wednesday.
It was, yeah. I'm not sure if it'll be the same this year, but yeah.
Is that something you looked forward to?
It was really helpful, actually, because, like I say, I've always done bits and bobs of writing outside of the essays and things that I did for university and before that. But to sort of have to go every week and have something prepared and be able to read it out, it really helped me sort of take the time to sit and think about what I wanted to write. So,
is that something you enjoy doing, reading to, writing your work and then reading it out to?
It was really helpful, yeah, because you sort of, not just the feedback you get, that is really helpful, especially from someone like Suzanne, who has all the technical kind of things, and she knows where you're going wrong, and she'll tell you which bits she likes. But also to hear yourself read something is important. It's so you get the sense of how something flows, and bits you might dislike or want to change, and Yeah.
We'll come back, we'll chat some more after the headlines at 2:30 this afternoon. It's a lovely song, this, not heard it for a while.
John Gillmore
on BBC Radio Lancashire.
Beth Whittle with me, Runshaw creative writing student and aspiring novelist, as you say, just between universities at the moment. Beth, will you miss going to Runshaw and doing your creative writing?
I will, yeah. It was a lovely environment, and it was quite different to what I've been used to at university, because obviously you have seminars, but everyone's the same age, you're all kind of interested in the same thing, but it was so much more diverse at the Runshaw Adult College. You know, you got to meet some people who I don't think I would have met otherwise, and it sort of gave you a bit of a bigger perspective on things. So.
As we say, you won the Orange Grazia first chapter competition for unpublished writers. Is this the first competition you've entered?
It was really, yeah. I'd meant to enter the Vogue Young Writers contest as well, but I didn't quite get in on time, so it ended up being the first one, and I was lucky enough to win.
And from sort of sending your entry off until getting told that you won, had you sort of had enough time to forget about it?
A little bit, yeah. I kind of, I'd sort of hoped a little bit, but then I kept thinking how big the readership was and how, you know, it's quite a slim chance really, so I'd sort of sidelined my hopes, and then I got a lovely calls.
Obviously, as you say, the introduction was from best-selling author Kate Moss. Then you picked it up. Then what was your entry about? Then who did you decide to write about?
Well, the piece that Kate Moss had written was about a woman who goes to a building in London, and she's got some sort of deadline she has to face, and I was trying to just think of some sort of creative way of carrying on from that, really. And I thought there was a few obvious ways you could have taken it, you know, sort of meeting a lover or something like that, you know, or a job interview or something. But I made it sort of, I thought it would be interesting to use the kind of things that you read in Grazia about, you know, sort of female aesthetics and clothes and stuff, and make that into this part of the story. So
was it based on anyone in particular?
Oh no, it was just a character I had in my head. Sort of.
And what did the character do? Just tell us, how did you take the story forward then?
Yeah, it's basically a woman who goes up some steps into this building, as started off with Kate Moss, and my writing's quite descriptive, so quite a bit of the story is describing the place, and I wanted to make it a little bit sort of haunted feeling, and then she meets a man, and you're not quite sure who he is or what relation he is to her, and then she undergoes some kind of process that I wanted to make a little bit like plastic surgery, but a bit more surreal than that. So.
And what's been the reaction of your family and friends to the story? Presumably you've handed the magazine around, have you?
Well, yeah, my mum and dad have. Yeah, I was a little bit embarrassed, really, because you write things, and especially being a new writer, and I've only really read out to sort of the class at Runshaw, and everyone there's in the same boat. So having people you know read it is a bit strange, because you worry that they might think that there's a bit of you in it, which I don't think there necessarily is. Yeah.
And who were the judges? Do you know?
Well, one of them was Kate Moss. I think Lauren Laverne from Six Music was one as well that I remember, and I think there was a lady from a literary agency as well.
I think there were over 1,000 entries altogether.
There were a lot, yeah. I remember being very lucky. Yeah.
We'll come back and we'll chat some more. I think you're going to do a little bit of poetry for us as well,
that would be great.
Because that's something else you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll do that after the travel news at 2:45 this afternoon on BBC Radio Lancashire. This is M People. Moving on.
Radio Lancashire.
Beth Whittle with me, an aspiring novelist, recently won a major prize for unpublished writers, had her work published, passed the magazine round everyone, favourable reports, is that right, Beth?
I hope so, to my face.
I think, was it a sort of a glamorous awards presentation that you went
It
to?
was a little bit. It was slightly intimidating, to be honest, because I've been working as a waitress, so I sort of felt like I should be more handing around the canapes and the champagne rather than drinking it. But it was really lovely, and it was great to sort of meet people in the industry as well who I might want to, carry on giving my work to. So
Who went with you to the awards
my
ceremony?
boyfriend did, yeah.
Did he enjoy it? Did he enjoy the sort of the red carpet treatment?
We both had, a few glasses of the free champagne, and it was fun, yeah. And plus, because I used to go to uni in London, so I got to see some friends and all the sights as well.
So did you have to go up on stage to get your award?
Yeah, I went up before the main prize, because the main Orange Fiction Prize is for a first novel from a woman. And I received a big bottle of Tassinger champagne and some flowers and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
maybe you'll be going up for the big prize next time, because you're writing a novel, aren't you?
I am, yeah. At very early stages. I'm just sort of getting some ideas together, and I've got a notebook that's slowly filling up. So yeah.
You also write poetry. Enjoy writing and reading poetry.
I do, yeah.
Which I think you do in Wigan at the Tudor on what night? Is
Yeah,
it?
I think it's the second Thursday of every month. Yeah.
You want to read a little short
yeah, if
piece
you'd like
for
me
us
to,
now?
yeah.
Just tell us a little bit about this.
Well, this is one of the first things I wrote really when I was at Runshaw. It was for the first sort of exam that we did, and I wrote a few poems based on Alice in Wonderland, because that's always something I've been interested in, and so this one's called "The Jaws That Bite, the Claws That Catch." A red-faced woman screams with passion and fury. Her teeth glittering, her claws shining, she growls for the gleam of the guillotine, she roars for the rolling of heads. She is the ugliest princess in history, and she is dressed to kill. Lips black from sucking on ink, starry mirror eyes, the gentle and stupid who melancholy sigh, she winds her slithy body around them, and drinks their blood till she's full. Shrill voices ring through her head as she runs through a dark wood. She sets the bright blue butterflies on fire. She listens to the sobs of summer days, but no tears come to her eyes.
There we are. Quite interesting you should read that for us, because coming up after 3 we'll be talking about Alice Through the Winter Gardens, all to do with Alice in Wonderland. In Blackpool, that's a little bit later though, this afternoon. So what did you actually win then? What was your prize?
It was a very lovely cheque for £1,000, so it got me out my overdraft. Hopefully get me some way to buying a bike for university.
You're off to Oxford, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm doing a master's there. Yeah.
I think it's learning to ride a bike at the moment.
Just sort of remembering, yeah.
Because everybody in Oxford, of course, travels around by bike.
Yeah, I do want one. Sort of the one with a little basket on the front would be nice.
Well, thanks very much indeed for joining us this afternoon. Best of luck at uni.
Thank you very much.
And also best of luck with that novel as well. Perhaps you'll come back when you have the novel published.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Have a little chat. We'll head to the news at 3 on BBC Radio Lancashire this afternoon. Afternoon to you.